Hey there, and welcome back for another deep dive. This week we're diving headfirst into startup funding.
Always exciting stuff.
It really is, isn't it? We're talking about those companies pushing the boundaries with really fresh ideas.
And attracting those big investments.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
We love to unpack the intriguing stuff you send our way.
This week is no different.
This week we're digging into a report from Bearhug Recruiting.
They're the folks connecting startups with the talent they need.
Right, their early in growth stage environmental tech and enterprise software startup funding recap from September 2nd, 2024.
Sounds like a mouthful.
It does, doesn't it? But it's got some really interesting stuff in it.
I bet. What jumped out at you?
We've got a really diverse range this week.
Okay.
Everything from AI that can understand our workplaces to platforms that are streamlining construction planning.
Cool. So like AI for the physical space.
Exactly.
What's the coolest thing you saw?
Well, this one's called Butler.
Butler.
Yeah, B-U-T-L-R, Butler.
Okay.
And they're all about what's called physical AI. Physical AI, huh?
Which, okay, I know it sounds a little bit like robot wrestling,
It kind of does.
but it's way cooler.
I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
So imagine an AI that can sense how people use a space without cameras.
Wow, how do they do that?
That's Butler's game.
Interesting. I'm really curious. How are they using AI to do that?
Well, they're using sensors and data to understand human behavior in a physical environment.
Yeah.
And investors are definitely sitting up and taking notice. They've raised $38 million in their Series B round.
Wow, Series B already. They must be onto something big.
Right. And get this, they're using their tech in senior living communities.
Senior living. That's fascinating. Makes you think about all the ways this technology can be applied.
For sure, like helping folks stay safe and independent.
Absolutely. It could be revolutionary for elder care.
Totally. Okay, so from AI that understands our spaces, let's move to a company using AI to revolutionize how we build those spaces.
Okay, I'm listening.
We're talking about Planera. Planera, yeah, and they've developed this powerful platform for scheduling and planning construction projects.
Which we know are notoriously complex.
Very, very complex.
So how are they using AI to make it easier?
Well, they're using something called a critical path method.
Interesting.
It's all about bringing everyone together into this collaborative planning environment.
That makes sense. Construction has so many moving parts.
It does. Contractors, subcontractors, materials, permits.
Yeah, it's a lot to juggle.
It is, and their platform helps visualize the entire project timeline and any dependencies there might be.
Okay, that sounds really helpful. But for those of us who don't speak construction,
Right.
what exactly is a critical path method?
So it's this project management technique that identifies the longest sequence of tasks that have to be completed on time for the entire project to finish on schedule.
Got it.
And any delay in these critical tasks is
Yeah.
going to delay the whole project.
Right.
So it helps teams prioritize and manage risk really effectively.
That's smart because time is money in construction.
For sure. And speaking of managing risk, Planera is using some pretty cool tech to do that, like Monte Carlo simulations.
Ooh, that sounds fancy.
I know. It's a way of running thousands of simulations to model different scenarios and potential delays.
Okay, so like a crystal ball for construction projects.
Exactly. And it gives a much clearer picture of the project timelines and any potential roadblocks.
Wow, that's impressive. Yeah. And investors agree, it seems.
They do. Planera just secured $13.5 million in Series A funding.
Wow. So they're definitely onto something.
It seems like it they are. So we've got AI optimizing our physical spaces.
Yeah.
Even how we build them.
Right.
But let's talk about the virtual world for a sec.
Okay.
Because things are getting really interesting there too.
How so?
Our next company, Miris,
Miris.
M-I-R-I-S.
Yeah.
They're diving headfirst into spatial computing.
Ooh, spatial computing.
Which is a big one.
It is a big one,
Especially with the metaverse still on everyone's minds.
right? Everyone's still talking about that.
They are.
What are they doing with it?
So they're tackling this huge challenge in virtual and augmented reality.
Okay.
Streaming high-fidelity spatial content in real time.
Real time, that's the key.
It is.
Because that's always been the bottleneck,
Totally.
trying to get that smooth, immersive experience.
They want to do for immersive 3D experiences.
Yeah.
What we can already do with movies and music.
Makes sense.
Stream it instantly, no downloads.
No downloads, that would be huge.
Right.
I can see why investors are excited.
Oh, hold on, back up a bit.
Okay.
Spatial content.
Right.
What exactly does that mean?
Good question.
In this context, I mean.
Yeah, so think of it as anything you experience in a 3D environment.
Okay.
It could be a virtual tour of a museum
Uh-huh.
a product demo that you can interact with,
Oh, cool.
or even like a shared virtual workspace
Yeah,
where you feel like you're actually in the room with colleagues.
that would be amazing.
It's about creating those really immersive experiences.
Right, that go beyond just looking at a flat screen.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm starting to get the picture.
Yeah.
And doing all that in real time
Yeah.
without clunky downloads
Mm-hmm.
would be a game changer.
Totally.
No wonder they snagged a whopping $26 million in their seed round.
Wow. Seed round. That's impressive.
I know, right?
They must have a really strong team and vision.
That's a pretty big vote of confidence for such an early stage company.
For sure.
So, from the virtual world, let's swing back to the real one.
Okay.
Specifically, the future of our workspaces.
Right.
Our next company, Pangem,
Pangem.
Pangem,
Okay.
is using data to help companies design offices that actually work for their employees.
That's smart, because office design is more important than ever.
It is. How do they do that?
Well, their platform analyzes how employees are using office space.
Interesting.
Are they gravitating towards collaborative areas or quiet corners?
Makes sense.
Are they comfortable at their workstations?
Right, all important questions.
It's all about gathering that data
Yeah.
to create a workplace that supports both employee well-being and productivity.
So they're measuring things like anonymous presence and ergonomic movements,
Interesting.
which, okay, sounds a little Big Brother-ish.
It does a bit, yeah.
But I get the intention.
Yeah, it's not about spying on employees. It's about understanding how the space is actually being used.
Exactly.
Not just relying on assumptions.
And this is crucial, especially now with the rise of hybrid and remote work models.
Absolutely.
Companies need to give employees a reason to come back to the office.
Yeah,
A well-designed, data-driven workspace can be a big part of that.
it can, for sure.
Now, we talked about AI understanding our spaces, even building them.
Right.
But how about AI that understands how we work together as teams?
That's interesting. Who's doing that?
That's where our next company, Withos AI, comes in.
Withos AI.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're using AI to analyze team dynamics and unlock peak performance.
That's a big goal.
It is. Their platform digs into data to provide insights into team ethos.
Interesting. So how does that actually work in practice?
So it helps businesses figure out how to optimize their teams for maximum impact.
Okay, so it's like having an AI coach for your team.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool.
And they've secured $7.5 million in seed funding.
Wow. So investors are on board with this idea.
It seems like it clearly intrigued by this data-driven approach to teamwork.
That's really interesting.
And speaking of investing in people,
Okay.
our next company, Tilt, is all about making the often stressful experience of leave management smoother.
Okay. Leave management.
For both employees and HR.
Yeah, that can be a headache
It can be.
for everyone involved.
So Tilt wants to streamline that whole process with its platform,
I see.
creating a more empathetic and employee-centric experience.
That sounds like a good thing.
And they just secured $15 million in Series B funding.
Wow, Series B, so they're well on their way.
They are, but hold on to your hats.
Okay.
Because our next company is about to take us on a wild ride into the future.
Of what?
Phone calls.
Phone calls.
Okay, I'm talking about Bland AI.
Bland AI.
And they're creating AI agents that can handle phone calls for businesses.
Wow, so like AI customer service agents.
We're not talking about those robotic customer service bots we all love to hate.
I know the ones.
Bland AI's agents are designed to sound like real people,
Okay, now that's interesting.
complete with voice cloning
Wow,
and even multi-language support.
that's impressive. They've really thought of everything.
It's a potential game changer for customer service and sales.
For sure.
Imagine being able to scale your customer interactions 24/7
Right.
without needing a massive call center.
Right, that's a huge cost saving for businesses.
And with a $16 million Series A funding round under their belt.
Wow, they're raking it in.
It seems like investors see the potential too.
They definitely do.
From AI-powered phone calls, let's shift gears a bit,
Okay.
to a company tackling a more specific,
Okay.
but oh, so crucial,
Right.
business need.
I'm listening. What is it?
We're talking about inventive AI.
Inventive AI.
And they're taking aim at those dreaded RFPs,
RFP.
requests for proposals.
Right, right.
Now I know what you're thinking.
What am I thinking?
RFPs, exciting.
Well, they're not exactly known for being a party, are they?
Really?
But they are a critical part of the business world.
Exactly. And inventive AI
Yeah.
is using the power of AI
Okay.
to make that whole RFP process smarter
Okay.
and way more efficient.
I can see how AI could be useful there.
Right.
It's a lot of information to gather,
Think about it.
Yeah.
RFPs can be incredibly time-consuming. You're gathering information from all corners of the company, making sure everything is accurate and consistent.
A lot to manage.
And Inventive AI wants to be that central hub for all that knowledge.
Makes sense.
Using AI to help teams generate accurate first drafts and even manage content.
So streamline the whole process.
Exactly.
Interesting.
And they just secured $4 million in seed funding.
Okay, so they're still early steps.
To keep pushing the boundaries of what their platform can do.
That makes sense.
Including a big focus on generative AI, which
seems to be everywhere these days.
It's true, it really does.
And for good reason, it's really exciting technology.
It is.
It has the potential to automate so many tasks.
Right, freeing up those human teams to focus on strategic creative work.
The stuff that humans are really good at.
Exactly.
That only humans can do for now.
Right.
Who knows what the future holds?
That's true. Okay, we've got one last company to explore before we wrap things up.
Okay, shoot.
And it's Pylon.
Pylon.
They're on a mission to transform customer support.
Okay.
Particularly for those business-to-business companies.
B2B, yeah. Customer support is huge for them.
It is, and Pylon gets that.
Okay.
They're offering this comprehensive platform that includes everything from AI-powered chatbots to ticketing systems to omni-channel integrations.
So like a one-stop shop for customer support.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool.
It's all about making that support experience seamless and efficient for both the customer and the support team.
Very important for both sides.
And with a cool $17 million in Series A funding.
Wow. Series A, that's a lot of money.
They've got the resources to make some waves.
They do. It sounds like all these companies have the potential to really shake things up.
It's true. This deep dive has given us a lot to think about.
It really has. It seems like AI is touching everything these days.
It really does. From construction to customer service.
To the very nature of how we work.
It makes you wonder,
does.
what innovations will we see in the weeks and months to come?
Right. What new problems will these companies choose to tackle?
What role will technologies like AI play?
It's an exciting time to be following this space.
It is. It feels like the future is being built right now.
It really does.
And we're all along for the ride.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Me neither. Well, that wraps up another deep dive, everyone.
It was fun.
A huge thank you to expert speaker for breaking down this rich startup funding landscape with us.
Happy to be here.
And to all of you listening, keep those curiosity gears turning.
Keep exploring.
We'll catch you next time for another deep dive into the world of innovation and beyond.